Hello, and welcome to Mr. Henry's Music World. Last lesson, we learned how to perform hot cross buns with the right hand. I hope you were able to practice. Today, we are going to look at a piece of music for the left hand called Barline rock. We are also going to take a look at the history of the piano and even talk about sight reading. Let's get it started.
Hey there, let's go. Let's begin our music journey. Learning is fun in Mr. Henry's Music World.
Before we get into learning Barline rock, let's check out the history of the piano. Roll it!
The history of the piano. The piano has been around for a long time. Although we do not have an exact date, we know that the piano was invented around the year 1700. That is over 300 years ago. Gee whiz, that would be a lot of birthday cakes and candles to celebrate the piano's birthday every year. Okay, let's take a closer look inside the piano because that is the part that gives the piano its great sound. Inside the piano we have hammers. Now wait a second, not those type of hammers. If we use those hammers, our poor piano would most likely be broken. I'm talking about the piano hammers. Piano hammers have a felt covering as you see here. When we press a key down on your piano, the piano hammers hit the string, which creates a beautiful sound on the piano. A long time ago in Padua, Italy, a man named Bartolomeo Cristofori was eating delicious pizza with pepperoni. Okay, Cristofori was doing more than just eating pizza. He was the guy who invented the piano. He thought to himself, I wonder if I could make an instrument that was better than the harpsichord. But then he was quickly distracted by that pepperoni pizza. Harpsichord? What is that? The harpsichord is an instrument that was invented before the piano. It looks a lot like a piano, but it works differently. In the word harpsichord, we have the word harp. A harp, when played correctly, is plucked by the fingers to create the sound. When a person plays the keys on the harpsichord, the strings are plucked by a small quill, not struck with hammers. Since the strings are plucked by small quills, the volume is always the same. You cannot play loud or soft on the harpsichord. Cristofori was working hard building his invention. He actually made 20 of them and originally called it the pianoforte. Let's take a closer look as to why he called it the pianoforte. In Italy, they speak Italian, and the word piano means quiet. Shh.
Oops.
And forte means loud. Cristofori combined those two words together to, well, you may have guessed it, to describe that the piano could be played both soft and loud. Eventually, the word forte was dropped from the name, which is why we now call this great instrument the piano. In the beginning, though, not many people knew what the pianoforte was.
What?
And that made Cristofori very sad. Then, one day, a writer named Francesco Scipione wrote an article praising the piano and giving it a thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, actually. The piano became very popular, and Cristofori was so happy that he decided to throw a party. And of course, had pepperoni pizza. Okay, maybe that's not entirely true. Unfortunately, Cristofori passes away by the time the piano became a popular instrument.
Oh no!
As time went on, different styles of acoustic pianos were made, like the upright piano, and the large piano we see is called the grand piano. What type of piano do you have? Some of you may have this type of piano, an electric piano. With the electric piano, you have to plug it in order for it to work. Let's review. Bartolomeo Cristofori was the guy who invented the piano. At first, not many people liked his piano, but eventually it became popular. We have types of pianos like the upright piano, grand piano, and of course, the electric piano. And that, my friends, is the history of the piano. Well, a short history of the piano.
The piece today, Barline Rock, uses the set of 3 black keys with the left hand. Let's take a sneak peek of the tune. Okay, you may have asked yourself, what is a bar line? We are going to learn about the bar line and double bar line next. Roll it!
The bar line. It's a little confusing because it looks just like a normal line, right? This is no ordinary line though. When these lines are placed on each side, they create a place for music notes to stay, called a measure. Let's say we have a music hotel for music notes. A measure is kind of like a room found in a music hotel. Let's take a closer look at one of these rooms. If we look inside one room, we see here these music notes, all on their own bed. To make sure they have their own room, we need some walls though. Here these bar lines are kind of like walls in a music hotel, so each family would have its own space. We see these bar lines all over the place in music, and they help us read music in a nice and organized way. The bar line. The double bar line. The double bar line is found at the end of our music, and it tells us that the music is finished. If our music notes were moving along, kind of like a car moves along, eventually we would get to the double bar line and stop, just like a stop sign tells a car to stop. The double bar line.
I would like to take a look at what a measure is in music. The bar line helps create a measure, but let's take a closer look at what I mean. Roll it!
The measure. When talking about the bar lines, I mentioned the word measure. When a bar line creates space for music notes, we call that a measure. The measure is just like a room in a music hotel. So we see here that there are 4 rooms or measures in the top floor of this music hotel. If we take a close look at one room, we notice the music notes are all together on their own bed, and the bar line acts as walls in the hotel. Let's take a look at the piece Barline Rock. Can you guess how many measures there are? If you said 4, then you are correct. The measure.
Excellent. It is important to know about the bar line, double bar line, and measure in music. So now let's check out the tune Barline Rock. Today, we are going to sight read.
Sight read?
Oh, hey, Mr. Quarternote. Yes, we're gonna sight read.
Well, what is sight reading?
That's a great question. Sight reading is when you look at music for the first time and you just try and play it. The goal is to get through the entire piece without stopping, playing as many notes as you can. So today we are going to try and sight read Barline Rock. You will get a little bit of time to look over it, but I do not want you to pause the video and practice the piece. I want you to challenge yourself to try and play through the piece the first time without stopping. Let's go to the piano to get set up.
In order to perform Barline Rock, we will need the left hand. So get your left hand ready to play. With your left hand, we will find the sets of 3 to the left of the middle of the piano, right here. We used finger 2, 3, and 4 for hot cross buns, so we will use the same 3 fingers for Barline Rock. Great, let's move on to the music. Here is the music for Barline Rock. Remember, when we see the stems pointing down, we will use the left hand to perform, which of course is the hand we are using to play Barline Rock. We are going to play through this piece, but do not pause the video to practice. Just scan through a little and get your left hand ready to play. I'm going to start the backtrack for Barline Rock at a slower tempo. I want you to play right along with the track while I point to each note. Get your left hand in the correct position. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's break it down. First, how many measures do we have in this music? A measure is a grouping of notes that is separated by the bar lines. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if you said 4, then you are correct. Let's take a look at the solfege. We start with do. Let's sing through the first measure. So we have do, do. Let's sing through this measure together. It would go, ready, and do, re, mi, re. Yeah, try that with me. Here we go. Do, re, mi, re. Awesome. Let's go to the second measure. We have do, 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 sh. Remember, we have the quarter rest. Let's sing this. Here we go. Do, 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 rest. Awesome. Let's try measure 1 and 2 all together. 1, 2, here we go. Do, re, mi, re, do, 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 sh. Awesome. Let's get our hand ready And we're going to just wiggle those fingers as we sing do, re, and mi. Let's try it. So in the left hand, do starts with finger 4. That's the ring finger. Let's try it. So you're going to wiggle the fingers as we sing our solfege syllables of Barline rock. We'll just do the first 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, re, do, 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 sh. Super cool. Now let's go to the next 2 measures. We start here with mi, and we sing mi, re, do, re. Can you sing that with me? Ready, go. Mi, re, do, re. Awesome. Then at the end, we have do, 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 sh. Let's do that together. Here we go. Do, 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 sh. Hey, that looks just like this measure. Pretty cool. Let's try the 3rd measure and the 4th measure all together. We start on mi, mi. Let's try it. 1, 2, here we go. Mi, re, do, do, sh. Awesome. Now let's get our hand ready. We're going to play the fingers, move the fingers as we sing our solfege. Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. Mi, re, do, do, sh. Awesome. Now, this is really the nit and gritty of practicing. We're doing some really great practicing here, and I want you to really pay attention to how we're doing it. First, we started with 1 measure, then we added a 2nd measure, then we put all the measures together. Then we went to measure 3 and 4. We put those all together. What's the last step? We got to do the whole thing. We haven't even played yet, but we're really practicing, so keep up this good work. Okay, let's try measure 1, 2, 3, and 4. We won't take the repeat. We'll just do those 4 measures. Left hand is going to move our fingers as we sing the solfege. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Here we go. Our first note is do. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, re, do, 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 sh. Mi, re, do, do, sh. Awesome. How'd you do? The next step would be to play it on the piano. So let's try this on the piano. We're going to start with finger 4, which is our first black key of the set of 3. Do. Let's try and play through the whole piece. Here we go. Starting with finger 4. Make sure these other fingers are nice and relaxed. Remember, we don't want to play with these fingers popped up. All right, let's do it. Here we go. 1, 2, sing and play. Do, re, mi, re, do, 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 sh. Mi, re, do, do, sh. Super cool. Now, I would like you to practice along with the backtrack. There's going to be a slow tempo, then there's actually a super challenge, which you can check out on MrHenrysMusicWorld.com.
Wow, nice job. Practice through Barline Rock a couple times. Remember, it is important to practice a little every day, and the videos will help keep you playing. Please visit MrHenrysMusicWorld.com to sign up and access the backtrack to Barline Rock, along with more fun material to make you a super piano player. If you join as a Premier member, you will have access to extra practice videos, backtracks, printable music, and activities. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Mr. Henry, and I'll see you in the next lesson.